Less stress in 7 hours. Why would you not want that? So I posted a reel yesterday that was talking about the scientific study where they're using MRIs and EEGs to measure the effect of meditation and mindfulness practices on the brain. And there was changes that they've measured. And this isn't just one study. This has been going on for decades now. But there's changes that were studied in the brain that showed that just in as little as 7 hours that it was significant enough that people could feel it and they could literally measure it. What are those changes? Well, two of the big changes are an increase in gray matter, and that includes the prefrontal cortex of the brain. That is the place for memory, for learning, for emotional regulation, and for critical thinking. The other thing that happens is the amygdala shrinks. So the gray matter increases in prefrontal cortex and the amygdala shrinks. The amygdala is known for its role in stress, fear, anxiety, those type of responses. So you literally are increasing your emotional regulation and critical thinking and decreasing the thing that causes stress and fear and anxiety. Why would you not want that? Especially if you can have it as soon as little as 7 hours. So I highly encourage you, if not my free course that I've been pushing all the time, get something. Get Headspace, get one of those apps and start working on this. It's very powerful. It's very valuable. One of the things I first experienced when I started in 2015, really going hard for my mindfulness practice, was that I was able to create some space between me and my emotions. What I mean by that is, the only way I can explain it's like this. If you're watching a football game and you can see that, why aren't they passing to so-and-so? He's always open. Or why are these players doing this? Or why don't they run this play? It definitely would work. Maybe you're watching a boxing match or an MMA fight and you're like, man, that guy's getting eaten up by the jab. Why doesn't he step to the right? Why doesn't he slip more? He's open for the left hook. Why isn't he throwing the left hook? Those type of things. It's easy to armchair quarterback it. It's easy to see it when you're standing outside of it. When you look at some friends that maybe are staying in a place they shouldn't be, in a relationship or a tough job, or they keep revisiting some old bitter memory, and you're like, man, if they could just get over this or let go of that, or they could just leave that job or that relationship, and you can't understand why they're staying there, because when we're in it, we don't see as well. When we're the fighter, the quarterback, or the person at the job, sometimes we can't see it as well, but the people outside can see it. And so what the mindfulness started doing for me was it made me an observer of my thoughts and emotions. And I kind of got this pull back where I became the general on the battlefield. I was less reactive, but I was able to start having some self-awareness of what the thoughts were and where these emotions were coming from. It gave me more time to respond, and it gave me better responses. That was one of the first things I really began to notice that was super powerful about the practice. So my last thing I'm going to say on this is, it's important to do this for ourselves. It really is, because we want more out of life. But more importantly, who is waiting on you to get more empathy, to get more love, to become a better version of yourself, to have better responses? Is it your spouse? Is it your children? Is it your employees, employer, whatever? But there are people that are waiting for your best version to show up and model life for them. If you can't find the energy to do it for yourself, if you're not that self-motivated, then take your journal and write your children's name on it. Take your spouse and write their name on it, because they are waiting for the best version of you. If there is a less stressed, more loving version of you, doesn't your spouse, doesn't your children, doesn't the world deserve that? Don't you deserve it? Go get it.